My girlfriend had been the campus beauty back in high school, and after entering university, she went viral online because of a single military training photo. But to reassure me in our long-distance relationship, she took the initiative to delete all male contacts from her account, saying she would turn down all ambiguous advances for my sake. I thought we would smoothly get married after graduation, until I discovered that she had a secret social media account. Her latest post was a mirror selfie. Her neck was covered in hickeys left by someone else. Hehe. I lost again playing Truth or Dare today. Chapter 1. Selena was very beautiful. A light blue short dress, her eyes red from crying, made her fair, delicate face look even more pure and alluring. People came and went at the station, and passers-by would occasionally glance at her. I felt a surge of irritation in my chest. I had taken an overnight train on Friday to see her, stayed for less than 2 days, and now I had to rush back. Scenes like this, our parting at the station, had played out every other weekend over the past 3 years of our long-distance relationship. Normally, by now, I would have already pulled her into a tight embrace. But this time, my emotions were tangled, and I just stood there in silence. Seeing that I didn't move, she reached out her small hand and tugged at the corner of my clothes. "You have to come see me sooner next time, okay? And when you go back, you're not allowed to talk to other girls, got it? Boo-hoo. I'll miss you all the time." Her lips pouted as she rambled on. In the past, I would have leaned in to kiss her and softly comfort her, promising to meet again soon. But this time, I just stared absent-mindedly at the marks on her neck. Noticing my gaze, she tried to cover them with her hand, then said in a coquettish tone, "The mosquitoes in the dorm are so vicious. You have to remember to protect yourself from them when you go back. I bought you some mosquito repellent spray, it should already be on the way. And there's also a mosquito repellent bracelet. I saw my little brother in elementary school wearing one last time, so I got one for you too. You're not allowed to think it's childish and not wear it. That's proof that I love you." An old man squatting by the station overheard her and chuckled as he teased us. "Young man, you're really lucky. This girl is beautiful, loyal, and so thoughtful too." Hearing that, Selena wrapped her arms around mine, pressing herself against me, blinking as she smiled sweetly. A faint smile appeared on my face as well, but it was self-mockery. If I hadn't already discovered the side of my girlfriend that she kept hidden, I would still be kept in the dark, believing everything she said. I looked at her deeply, then turned and walked into the station. Selena couldn't help but jog a few steps forward, shouting after me, "Victor, I'll love you even more the next time we meet." She was always like this. Being with her was always full of passion and surprises. I let out a bitter smile. Love me? She loved me so much, yet she created a separate social media account just for another man. While I was missing her back at school, she was out hiking with someone else, watching the sunrise. After sending me photos of herself washing up in the dorm before bed, she would send the other person pictures of herself hiding under the blanket. In those photos, she blinked innocently, wearing only a black lace camisole, lying face down on the bed, exposing part of her back. That version of her, so seductive, I had never seen before. Chapter 2. Selena had been fair-skinned since she was little. Beneath her thick bangs was a gentle, obedient-looking face. Whenever someone looked at her, she would always glance back timidly. Ever since elementary school, she had always been surrounded by a group of boys. They would tug at her braids, pull at her clothes, and when she turned to glare at them in anger, they would grin smugly and run away. I had done similar childish things too. Selena never got truly angry. She would just press her lips together and write something in her notebook. Once, a curious classmate secretly flipped through it while she wasn't around, only to find that she was simply keeping score. The time, the place, and what each classmate had done. No one really cared. In fact, they even took pride in having their names written in Selena's little grudge notebook. So this kind of teasing only escalated further, until one day, during a class meeting, Selena handed the grudge notebook to the homeroom teacher. The teacher was furious and called the parents of every student involved. More than a dozen boys stood in the hallway, crying in a line. As I stood there feeling uneasy, Selena passed me a small note. "Don't worry, I didn't write your name." Just as she said, when the teacher finished calling out names, mine wasn't among them. It was at that moment that I seemed to realize, Selena treated me differently from everyone else. When others bullied her, she was just angry. When I bullied her, she would blush while getting angry. A word we had just learned in Chinese class described it perfectly. A mix of embarrassment and irritation. Later, we started walking home together and eventually went to the same middle school and high school. By then, boys rarely used such childish methods to get girls' attention anymore. In high school, their ways of showing affection towards Selena became much more direct and intense. At that time, Selena and I hadn't yet confessed our feelings to each other, so I didn't really have the standing to say anything to them. Until one day, right in front of a crowd, she tied a hair tie around my wrist and, blushing, shouted at me, "Victor, Can't you claim your girlfriend already? Are you even a man? The envy of our peers, the bold and passionate love, and the separation brought by choosing different universities after the college entrance exams. That was our 3 years of high school. My grades were much better than Selena's. After the exams, we discussed things for a long time and each chose the school and major that would benefit us the most. Although it meant a temporary separation, I wasn't afraid. 4 years of college might be a long time for ordinary couples, but that's only because they hadn't known each other for long. How could that compare to the bond Selena and I had built since childhood? Besides, given Selena's personality, I felt completely at ease. So even when she went viral online just days after starting university because of a military training photo, all I felt was pride. I never asked Selena to do anything, but to reassure me. She voluntarily deleted all the male contacts from her social media. Every night at 10, she would report to me what she had done that day and who she had interacted with. She said she would give me the greatest sense of security, until last night, after Selena fell asleep. Her phone was left by her bedside. Someone sent her a message. The light was too bright in the darkness. I was about to turn off the screen, but my eyes caught the message as it flashed. Hey Junior, your boyfriend's leaving tomorrow. Right, I miss you so much. It felt like all the blood in my body froze instantly. I suppressed my emotions and took the phone into the bathroom. Only then did I realize that the one messaging her was the senior who had taken her photo during military training, Santino, the president of the photography club. Their chat history started with a simple hello, and gradually became more and more frequent and intimate, until Selena realized she had crossed a line. She deleted all the male contacts, including Santino, and because of that period of emotional wavering, she felt an overwhelming sense of guilt toward me. That was why, during that time, she had suddenly become unusually obedient and kept saying she wanted to give me a sense of security. It was all just out of guilt. Unfortunately, after realizing he had been deleted, Santino added her again, and in the end, she couldn't bring herself to refuse. Why did you delete me, Junior? Crying emoji, she replied. To give my boyfriend a sense of security, so I had to delete all the guys on my list. Not even me. If you delete me, my contact list will lose the prettiest girl in it. Boo-hoo. She replied. You're the exception. Chapter 3. I didn't get on the train. Instead, I changed into a different set of clothes in the station restroom, then quietly left the station and followed Selena from a distance. It was already 8 in the evening. Selena didn't go back to school. Instead, she waved her hand and took a taxi to a bar. I watched as she walked in with practiced ease, found a booth, and sat down. A guy casually wrapped his arm around her. Selena's here. Sent off your well-behaved boyfriend already? In a soft, alluring voice, Selena replied. We're out to have fun, so don't bring that up. My boyfriend's just a bit old-fashioned. All right, let's drink. What are we playing tonight? Let's keep playing Truth or Dare. Sounds good. I sat at a nearby booth. The dim lighting of the bar blurred my face, and I saw a version of Selena I had never known. She laughed boldly, mixing the colorful drinks in her hand together before pouring them straight into the mouth of the guy across from her. She leaned lazily against the sofa, holding a cigarette between her fingers as the smoke drifted toward me. Through the haze, I could see the curve of her raised leg, drawing greedy looks from the men beside her. And before this, I didn't even know she smoked. With my back to Selena, I sent her a message, asking if she had returned to school. After a while, she saw it, stubbed out her cigarette, and held her phone with both hands, replying in an obedient tone. I'm back. Getting ready to wash up and sleep. Right after that, she sent me several everyday photos from the dorm. Had a veggie salad tonight, and I found a dating show to watch. It's so sweet. I just can't help missing you again. We'll be able to see each other in 2 weeks. I looked at the chat history and let out a bitter smile. Selena had shared her daily dorm life with me countless times before, but now, it wasn't hard to imagine that on so many of those nights, moments when I thought I felt at ease, she might have been lying to me all along. While I was studying in the library, running on the track, or getting ready to sleep in my dorm, she might have been in some bar, holding a glass, laughing and chatting with others, playing adult games. I clenched my teeth, unable to suppress my anger, just about to rush out and confront her, when suddenly, the guy sitting across from Selena burst into laughter. Selena lost. Hurry, think of a punishment for her this time. It's boring just playing among ourselves. There are so many people in the bar. I want to see Selena interact with someone else. Nice idea. Then for this dare, Selena has to go to the guy at the next booth and have him guess the color of her underwear today. If he guesses right, it means they've got chemistry, and Selena has to leave with him. Chapter 4. When Selena approached me, I was rubbing my temples. The black windbreaker covered most of my face. The bar was dimly lit, and Selena had been drinking, so she couldn't see me clearly. She leaned slightly forward, clasped her hands together, and smiled ingratiatingly at me. Hey handsome, I lost a round of truth or dare. Can you guess? Before she could finish, her face had already flushed red. Amid the cheering and teasing from the crowd around her, Selena finally said it. Guess what color underwear I'm wearing today? The group behind her kept egging things on. Bro, if you guess right, you get to take our girl here with you. As soon as he said that, the guy next to him kicked him. It was probably Santino. What are you talking about? Don't actually let Selena get taken away. That's dangerous. Heh, we're just joking. Santi, like he could actually guess it right. Seeing that I didn't respond, Selena tried to mislead me. Take a guess, maybe it's the same color as your clothes. I ignored her hint and smiled faintly. White. With a bow. She froze for a moment, as if sobering up a little. Confusion filled her eyes. Why you? How did you know? I slowly stood up. The collar of my windbreaker dropped, revealing my entire face. Selena stood there, stunned, her mouth slightly open, unable to say a word. I let out a cold laugh, grabbed her arm, and dragged her toward the exit. Her friends were still in shock. Wait, he actually guessed it right. Selena, you know him. Or, wait, is that your boyfriend? Didn't you say he already went back to school? Selena seemed embarrassed and said nothing. Just as I was about to pull her away, Santino rushed over, shouting for me to let go of her. My gaze darkened. I was ready to throw a punch the moment he came close. And just as I was about to swing, Selena seemed to realize something. She spread her arms wide and stood directly in front of Santino. Victor, don't be impulsive. Let's talk this out. Seeing her shield him like that only made my anger surge even more. I stepped past her in a quick motion and threw a left hook straight into Santino's face. The sudden punch stunned everyone. Someone nearby shouted about calling the police, and Selena's friends, seeing one of their own get hit, rushed forward all at once. I rolled my arm, ready to vent the anger I had been suppressing on them. Selena looked at me with tear-filled eyes. Victor, how did you become like this? Before anyone else could make a move, Selena grabbed my hand and quickly pulled me away. Sitting once again in the same hotel room, the atmosphere was nothing like the night before. Selena had sobered up. She bit her lip as she looked at me, clearly trying to explain herself. We were just playing a game. I never intended to actually leave with a stranger. You heard it. I was trying to mislead you into guessing the wrong answer. But you, Victor, why are you so impulsive now? Hitting someone without even figuring out the situation. I just like having fun a little. What's wrong with that? Are adults not allowed to go to bars? The more Selena spoke, the more confident she became, until she was practically shouting. Chapter 5. But the way she tightly gripped the bedsheet exposed her guilt. I rubbed my temples. Selena, do you really think this is our only problem? As her face grew paler and paler, I said each word slowly and clearly. I know everything. You and Santino, the hickey on your neck was left by him a few days ago, wasn't it? Last night, I had gone through their entire chat history. Back when her military training photo first went viral, that senior named Santino had added Selena. Although Selena had disliked boys getting close to her since childhood, she was still a girl who cared about her appearance. Santino said he could take beautiful photos of her for free, and Selena let her guard down. Using that as an excuse, they started going out together more and more, and their relationship gradually grew closer. In Santino's camera, Selena began to appear from every possible angle. They went to bars together, skipped classes, hiked up mountains to watch the sunrise, then returned to school and slept through lectures. On her secret account, Selena added more and more people. Those people flaunted what they called youth on their social media without restraint. Santino told her that beauty was not a sin, that her beauty being admired and appreciated by others was a good thing. Because of that, he even encouraged Selena to take intimate, private photos. Gradually, Selena became more and more eager to show herself, playing wilder and wilder. During inappropriate games, under the cheers of those around her, she let Santino kiss her neck. There were many monologues on Selena's secret account. She said that her true self had been locked away inside her body. It was Santino who taught this girl how to display her beauty. It was Santino who set her free. Selena looked at me. Victor, I'm sorry, but I just want to be myself. When I was young, I was harassed by boys. I always thought it was my fault, even when I went home. My parents said it was my fault too. It was Santino who told me that beauty isn't a crime. Tears the size of beans fell onto the bedsheet. When she said, beauty isn't a crime, her tone was firm, almost like she was declaring a belief. I let out a mocking laugh. Selena, for the sake of all these years we've been together, let me give you one piece of advice. Stay away from Santino and don't let him take any so-called private photos of you. You can't even imagine how twisted some people can be. Selena's eyes widened. Victor, don't think so badly of people. I know things between him and me crossed some boundaries, but it's not cheating. I'll be more careful in the future. I cut her off. In the future? You still think there's a future? Selena was about to say something else, but her phone rang. interrupting her. It was Santino. She glanced at me. I said calmly, "Answer it." Put it on speaker. Selena picked up the call. "Selena, the doctor says I have a concussion. There's a shadow on my brain and I need to be hospitalized for observation. Everyone else is busy and can't stay with me. Can you come?" Hearing that, Selena panicked immediately and rushed toward the door as she spoke. "What? How is it that serious? Wait for me, I'm coming right now." After hanging up the phone and walking to the door, she suddenly seemed to realize something and turned back to look at me. "Victor, I didn't handle this matter well, but hitting someone is still your fault. Now Santino is in such a miserable state. You also bear responsibility. Later on, go apologize to Santino, and we'll consider this matter settled. Okay." I found it amusing. "Selena, there is no later. Let's break up." Hearing me say this, Selena frowned tightly. "Victor, I really didn't expect you to be this kind of person. I think I already made it very clear just now. Nothing happened between Santino and me. He's just my male best friend. How can you use breaking up to threaten me?" As she spoke, she sighed to herself. "We've been together for so many years, and I'm so beautiful. You wouldn't bear to break up with me. Victor, don't be impulsive. Wait for me to come back." After saying that, Santino's call came in again. She hurriedly opened the door and left. This time, I didn't stop her. In just 2 years, a person could change so completely. The sound of the door closing rang out. I picked up my phone. I deleted all information related to Selena. After deleting everything, I lay down on the hotel bed, covering my eyes with my arm, my mind completely blank. Just as I was about to fall asleep, the phone suddenly rang. It was my roommate. "Our school has released the autumn exchange student program. Who's signing up?" Took a look. The minimum requirement for the schools is CET 4. Not to mention that better schools also require IELTS and foreign courses. I'm out, brothers. Vic meets the requirements. With his ability, he'll definitely be selected. Such a good opportunity. Want to go together? We can keep each other company there. Vic definitely won't bear to leave his beautiful girlfriend. He even asked the counselor for an extra day off just to stay with her when he went to see her. You go by yourself. Ah, true. I stared at the chat for a long time. My fingers tapped twice on the phone keyboard. I'll go. Chapter 6. After returning to school, I acted as if nothing had happened. When my roommates asked about it, I simply said calmly that I had broken up. Sensing something was off with me, they didn't press further. Almost everything in the dorm was related to Selena. On my desk was a photo album, filled with pictures we took by the river in our hometown during the summer after our senior year of high school. Back then, we had already decided to attend universities in different cities. We both looked so young and naive, completely certain about our relationship. Who would have thought that in less than 3 years, things would end up like this? There was a rabbit plush toy on my bed. It was something I won for Selena the first time I visited her university. From an arcade nearby, she had fallen in love with that rabbit at first sight. Sitting in the display case, she said its bright, sparkling eyes felt like they were watching over me, just like she always would. It took 12 smaller dolls to exchange for that rabbit. That day, we spent all the money we had trying to win them. Relying on the machine's guarantee mechanism, I finally managed to bring the rabbit back to her. But now, things had changed, and so had people. I found a large box and packed everything away, placing it under my bed. After that, I started preparing to apply for an overseas exchange program. After signing up, I still needed to pass the school's selection exams, so I had to start studying. Just as my life was gradually getting back on track, I received a call from an unfamiliar number. "Hello, Victor. It's me. Why did you delete me? What exactly are you trying to do?" It had already been 2 weeks since we last parted. It wasn't hard to imagine that during this time, she had been by Santino's side, the two of them inseparable, which was why it took her this long to realize that I had deleted her. I flipped through a book as I replied. "Selena, we've already broken up. I don't do that thing where people stay friends with their exes after a breakup, so I deleted you. There's nothing more to say." Selena grew agitated. "We've been together for so long, and you just break up like that. Victor, don't be such a jerk. What do you take me for?" Hearing that, I felt my irritation rise as well. "Selena, I don't think any guy would accept his girlfriend letting her so-called male best friend leave hickeys on her neck. So is it really wrong for me to break up? I already explained that to you. It was just a game. What happened between me and Santino doesn't count as cheating at all." I let out a long breath. "Selena, if you truly think that way, then it just means we're completely different kinds of people now. Let's leave it at that. Breaking up is the only way to respect what we once had. Victor, you might never find a girlfriend as pretty as me again. Don't regret this." Through the mirror in the dorm, I saw my own expressionless face as I said, word by word, "I won't." Selena hung up. Later, when the list of selected exchange students was released, I saw my name on it. I would be leaving in September, so I hurried to prepare everything I needed for going abroad. And just as I was overwhelmed with preparations, Selena and Santino got together. Chapter 7. One of our former high school classmates sent me a screenshot of Selena's social media post. It was the official announcement of her relationship with Santino. In the photo, Selena had dyed her hair and gotten a lip piercing. She stood backlit with Santino, both of them wearing rebellious expressions. Selena's caption read, "Only after meeting you did I understand what true love is," the classmate said to me in disbelief. "This is so unexpected. Out of all the couples, you two were the one we believed in the most. I didn't expect you to break up after just 2 years of college, and for Selena to post something like this. And it wasn't just this one person." Over the next period of time, more and more classmates sent me screenshots of Selena's posts. They asked, surprised, how we had broken up. But more than that, they were curious about how much Selena had changed. Her posts were becoming increasingly bold. Encouraged by Santino, she created a social media account. With her looks, her follower count grew quickly. Later, to attract even more attention, they started pulling pranks on strangers in public. Most people staged their videos with scripts and familiar faces. But not them, they did real pranks. They went out onto the streets and, while a mother was shopping, took her baby from the stroller and hid nearby, observing. They filmed the moment when the mother realized her child was missing, her breakdown, her collapse to her knees in tears, and turned it into a video. They blamed the mother for being careless, saying that was why criminals had an opportunity. They went to a nursing home and lied to an elderly person, telling them their child had been in a car accident. The old person, sitting in a wheelchair, fell to the ground out of overwhelming panic. At that moment, Santino pointed the camera at them and began preaching that parents care the most about their children. Yet the children abandoned them in nursing homes, making them unfilial. With Selena's looks, Santino's filming and editing skills, and the controversy these videos generated, their account grew rapidly. But because of their actions, public opinion was sharply divided. Another classmate came to ask me about Selena. In the screenshot, Selena looked drunk, her eyes unfocused, holding a glass of wine. Behind her was a row of luxury designer bags. Not only that, she also showed a bank balance with 8 digits. The caption read, "I wonder if someone regrets it right now." The classmate sent a sighing emoji. "Victor, this someone she's talking about, is it you? I feel like she still has feelings for you. You never explained what happened between you two. Could there be some misunderstanding? She's beautiful and rich now, don't you really regret it?" I brushed it off with a casual reply. "No misunderstanding, no regrets. I have nothing to do with her anymore." The moment she turned away for Santino and left me alone in that hotel room, I had already completely let her go. All my emotions had been soaked into that hotel pillow that night. From that point on, Selena and I had nothing to do with each other. As time passed, fewer and fewer classmates came to ask me about her. I also began a new life at my university abroad. This exchange program only lasted a year, and I cherished every moment of it, spending most of my time pushing myself to improve. My life became full and busy. Half a year into the exchange, I unexpectedly came across a video. The video claimed Selena was suspected of being abused by Santino. Chapter 8. I frowned as I finished watching the video. At the beginning, it analyzed the relationship between Selena and Santino. Ever since they started their social media account together, their content, full of controversy, had kept them constantly trending. Their status as a couple was also widely known. Santino had an average appearance, but he loved showing off their relationship in public, forcefully kissing Selena in front of others, lifting her up and spinning her around. But Selena would instinctively try to avoid him. The blogger analyzed their video clips as they played. "I've studied a bit of psychology. Subconsciously, Selena is resisting Santino's closeness. For example, here, when Santino leans in to kiss her, her feet instinctively step back, and her lowered gaze doesn't show affection, but resistance. Santino is clearly aware of this, so his behavior has become more and more unrestrained. He's often seen drinking heavily at bars at night. Their relationship is not as happy as the public believes." After that, the blogger also analyzed Selena's posts on her social media account. Later on, Selena gained popularity with a clumsy beauty persona, often posting about accidentally tripping and getting hurt. But if you look closely at the bruises, they don't look like injuries from falling, they look more like they were caused by someone hitting her. There also seem to be marks on her neck that resemble finger marks, so I suspect these were caused by Santino. There were many comments under the video, with mixed opinions. "I also think those marks look like they're from being hit. Who gets bruises on their neck from falling? Do you think you're Sherlock Holmes or something? Stop with the conspiracy theories. If she were really being abused, why wouldn't Selena say anything? Don't overthink it, blogger. It's probably just their couple's kink." Laughs. When Selena first became popular, she used to post long late-night texts mentioning someone. Maybe she actually has feelings for someone else, and Santino is upset about it. This is modern times. If she doesn't like him, Why not just break up? Or does Santino have something on her? I paused at that comment, lost in thought. For some reason, I was reminded of the private photos Santino had asked Selena to take before. By the time I came back to my senses and refreshed the video, it had already been taken down, but the topic had gained traction, and more people were speculating about what was really going on. Whether Selena's injuries were from accidents or from Santino. As the situation escalated, Selena started a live stream that very night. In the stream, she wore a dark green dress, giving her a refined, classical elegance. She smiled at the camera, interacting with viewers. Santino stood beside her with a plate of lychees, peeling them and feeding them to her one by one. After eating a lychee, Selena would smile and kiss Santino. As she kissed him, she said, "My husband is the best." After this playful display of affection, the rumors about Selena being abused seemed to dissolve on their own. I told you. Those claims earlier today sounded so real, but people just can't stand seeing others happy. Exactly. Aren't they super loving? I just love watching you two prank people. Last time with that old man at the nursing home, I laughed so hard. The chat was filled with laughter and teasing, but just as Selena stood up to go to the restroom, she accidentally tripped. Her sheer dress lifted slightly in the air, and everyone in the live stream saw it clearly. Her entire leg was covered in bruises. Chapter 9. Santino's expression changed instantly, and he hurried to end the live stream, but it was already too late. That very night, the topic, famous female influencer suspected of being abused by boyfriend, shot to the top of trending searches. Many people turned into internet detectives, digging into the past of the two of them. Selena was beautiful, and she had been quite well known back in our high school. Many people were aware of our relationship, so quite a few former classmates came forward, saying that someone Selena mentioned in her posts, the one she truly loved, was actually me. My former roommates in China also went online, claiming that Santino was basically a homewrecker who inserted himself into our relationship, but that such a relationship could never compare to true love. For a time, gossip spread everywhere. Selena and I had highly overlapping social circles growing up, and even our relatives knew each other. My phone started ringing nonstop again, people asking about my breakup with Selena, and whether I knew anything about her being abused. It became so overwhelming that I simply uninstalled all related social media and video apps. Because of that, I accidentally missed a friend request Selena had sent me from a secondary account. Chapter 10. I threw myself back into my studies. During that time, my parents called me. Hesitantly, they asked about my current relationship with Selena. When I told them we had already broken up long ago and hadn't been in contact, they seemed to let out a sigh of relief. After hanging up, I found it strange. When I checked my phone again, I realized Selena had tried to add me using an alternate account. Since I hadn't accepted it, she had left a message in the note. "Victor, what people online said is true. He really did hit me, because I still love you. After getting together with Santino, I always felt uncomfortable. I think I only enjoyed the sense of freedom he gave me, but I never truly loved him. I couldn't bear to throw away anything related to you. I would secretly take them out and look at them. I posted those updates just to get your attention. But after Santino found out, he got angry and hit me. He even threatened that if I contacted you again, he would upload the private photos he took of me to the internet and ruin me completely. But Victor, love is something you can't hide." After reading her message, I realized something. I re-downloaded the video app, only to find that Selena's account had already been banned, and the trending topics associated with her name had become #Selena private photos #Selena and censored images Because she had tried to contact me, Santino retaliated against her. Those photos were uploaded to certain websites and spread widely. Both Selena and Santino were banned from the platform, and because the situation escalated so severely, they were expelled from school. Faced with this outcome, Selena chose to call the police. Santino was taken into custody. Later, the police discovered other explicit private photos of different girls in his camera. In the end, Santino was detained for multiple charges, including violating others' reputation and rights. But Selena's reputation in our hometown was completely ruined. In many local group chats, I saw people discussing what had happened to her. Seeing all this, my emotions were complicated. After all, we had shared so many years together, it was impossible to feel nothing at all. But at this point, there was nothing I could do except sigh. I never replied to Selena. I only reported a few accounts online that were selling her photos for money. My studies were intense, and my one-year exchange program was coming to an end. Just as I was preparing to return home, I received another call from an unfamiliar number. When I answered, I could hear faint sobbing coming from the other end of the line. Chapter 11. After a long silence, Selena finally spoke. "Victor, I went to your school to look for you. If they hadn't told me, I wouldn't even have known you went abroad. Victor, You were right. Santino isn't a good person. From the very beginning, he encouraged me to take those photos with a purpose. He said it was to preserve the most beautiful version of my youth. It was all lies. He just wanted leverage over me. At this point, Selena's sobbing grew louder. I let out a sigh and said, "Stop crying. Look forward and live your life well." After hearing that, Selena let out a soft laugh, but it sounded bleak and hollow. "Victor, let me ask you something. Would you still want me?" It felt strange. It hadn't been that long, but her voice already sounded unfamiliar to me, as if the time when we were together belonged to a distant past. When I didn't respond, her voice trembled as she carefully asked again. "Victor, we didn't just have love. We grew up together. We had friendship. Even something like family, didn't we? Do you still?" I interrupted her. "Selena, you know very clearly, we're impossible now." Another long silence followed, until I couldn't help but say, "Hello," again. Selena's voice finally came through. It sounded as if all her strength had been drained away. "I understand. Victor, I'm sorry for bothering you." After that, I never heard from Selena again. Later, I came across updates about Santino online. Most of the girls he had photographed were deceived into taking those pictures. Some had even been in normal relationships with him, completely unaware that they had been secretly filmed. After being informed by the police, they were furious and demanded severe punishment for him. In order to get them to sign settlement agreements, Santino's family paid a large amount of money. But not long after he was released, before he could even reunite with his family, he was stabbed to death by someone with a mental illness. Some people said that person had been hired by the children of the elderly men from the nursing home, seeking revenge against Santino, because that elderly man had taken his own life not long after Santino's video was published. His son and daughter had been too busy with work, and it was the old man himself who had chosen to move into the nursing home. But because of Santino's video, his children were publicly accused of being unfilial, subjected to online harassment, and their daily lives, work and school, were severely affected. Burdened with guilt, the old man chose to end his life. The incident caused a huge uproar. Platforms began rectifying content, removing a wave of malicious prank videos, bringing some order back to the online environment. Because of my previous exchange experience, and with the support of my family and recommendations from my professors, I went abroad to pursue my postgraduate studies. Chapter 12. Several years later, after graduating from my postgraduate studies and returning to the country, I received an offer from a leading domestic enterprise. During the new year, our long-silent high school group chat suddenly became lively again, suggesting a reunion dinner. "It's been so many years, time for us old classmates to meet up." "Exactly. Other people have reunions. We should have one too." Since it was the holidays, I joined in as well. When I arrived, quite a few people were already there. Their eyes lit up when they saw me. More than half the class showed up this time, except Selena. Between toasts and drinks, everyone reminisced about the fun times from high school. Suddenly, someone mentioned, "Back then, the prettiest girl in our class was Selena. What a pity." As soon as that was said, quite a few people turned to look at me. I raised my glass and smiled lightly. "Why are you all looking at me? I stopped caring a long time ago." Hearing that, everyone became more open in their conversation. "Isn't it true? They say beauty on its own can be a dead end. Take Selena. If she had just focused on her studies, things wouldn't have ended like this. Now she's dropped out and stuck at home, being bullied by her mother-in-law. Selena got married." Yeah. After those photos of hers were exposed online, her parents rushed to her school overnight, dragged her back home, even pulled her hair and scolded her for being shameless. To silence gossip, they married her off to a man 20 years older than her. Well, being pretty still helps. Even like that, someone still wanted her. What's so good about that? She can't give birth to a son, and her husband beats her all the time. I happened to see her once. She had gotten so thin she was almost unrecognizable. I never would have imagined it. Life really is unpredictable. It truly was. I tilted my head back and drained the glass in one go. Maybe it was the alcohol, or maybe the lights above me blurred my vision, but it felt like I had gone back to that year in elementary school. One day after school, I suddenly remembered I had forgotten my homework notebook. When I returned to the classroom, I found Selena still there. She was leaning over her desk, her shoulders trembling as she cried. Hearing movement at the door, she looked up at me. The moment she saw my face, her crying grew even louder. "Are you here to bully me again? Why is it that you boys are the ones bullying me? But my parents say it's my fault. If you keep doing this, I'll tell the teacher." I stood there, stunned and at a loss, thinking about how I had once pulled her braids like the others. A sense of guilt crept up from my chest to my head. Don't cry, Selena. I won't bully you anymore." But little girls don't stop crying so easily. In the end, with no other choice, I stood there bowing to her over and over again, apologizing each time. Finally, Selena burst into laughter through her tears. The setting sun shone on her tear-streaked face, casting a warm glow, a color that felt just like the light above me now. In the end, things change, and people change.